Hello and welcome to How to Play Box Kite, a game for one player. This game comes to us from the 250 Plus Solitaires app. It is one of the many solitaire games on there that requires 2 decks of cards. So you're going to need 2 decks of cards yourself, so grab 2 decks. On one of the decks, take out all the aces and all the kings and set them aside. You will be using them for the setup. Once you have done that, go ahead and take your other deck out and then shuffle those together. Now you're going to assemble your aces and kings into a rectangular formation, as you see here. And after we shuffle the 2 decks together, we're going to be dealing out 8 cards at a time into piles, and each pile is going to surround that rectangle. So you want to make sure you have 8 cards in each stack. And once you have all the cards in your hand gone and into stacks, because this will deal out evenly with 2 decks, go ahead and take them and surround your rectangle as follows. And once you do that, you will have completed the setup and you'll be ready to play. But of course, before you're ready to play, we'll have to explain it. In this game, you're able to build onto the foundations in ascending order in suit, from ace all the way up to king, and from king all the way down to ace in descending order. Anytime you have a vacancy, it cannot be refilled. You're also able to pack cards on the tableau in any suit. You're not regarding suit at all, you're just thinking about rank. So it can be plus or minus 1 in rank. It can go up, it can go down. Ace will wrap around the king will wrap around the ace, and you can do that. And the only thing you have to be mindful of is once you get to the bottom card of that stack, if you were to play that card onto another stack, or if you're to play it onto a foundation, you will not be able to refill that vacancy. So it's very important to be very mindful of that strategically speaking, that you will not be able to refill a vacancy. So as long as a legal move can be made, you can also take cards out of the foundation pile in this version of the game and play them back onto the tableau by packing them onto a stack if a legal move's available. So we're going to get started. We're playing our 2s to the aces, we're playing our queens to the kings, and once we have made sure we have exhausted all of our options, we will then start packing cards on, and that's where this game has its real magic and strategy. The odds are going to be somewhat in your favor. They're going to be somewhat even chances. You should always be able to win this game, but there's one element of skill that you'll need to be mindful of, and that is to be mindful of which direction your cards are going in and what's the likelihood of building them in a particular order. For the most part, early on in the game, you're going to be establishing where all your cards are by reviewing each stack and stacking cards up and down. And as long as you're able to reverse the order, you're going to be fine, and building them up into the foundation piles when it becomes necessary or advantageous to you. And so that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I'm trying to figure out what the last card of each stack is. Now, in the automated version that I put in the description, you're not able to take cards from the foundation piles back onto the tableau. And the foundation piles are pretty much where the aces and kings were. Those are 8 foundation piles, and you're not able to play onto the stacks, which is the tableau, at all in the online version, but they do fan out the cards so you can see each rank that's available, while also hiding a significant number of them. So that's one of the things that makes the automated version a lot easier. This is a lot of card movements in this game. You will most of the time win this game, but you will be dealing cards out a lot. You're going to be moving a lot of cards, trying to figure out where everything is. It's going to take a significant amount of time, usually around 30-35 minutes, once you get used to the rules and you understand them. Other than that, as far as odds of winning, it's pretty good in your favor. The things to be mindful of is to make sure your stacks are flowing in the right direction when you make that final decision to start building all your foundation piles. That's where most of the time the game locks up, when you don't have a way to take cards from the foundation piles and play them back onto the tableau and be able to reverse directions if you have things in the wrong direction. Other than that, that is the biggest hindrance of winning this game, is being mindful of the direction of all your stacks. So you'll see that as you play the game and as you get more familiar with it. It might not make a lot of sense now. So we're going to keep moving cards around, trying to determine where our cards that we need are. Usually your brain gets locked onto one particular suit, and you kind of neglect the others. Sometimes a move will be available for another suit and you won't take it. You might be wondering why I'm not taking the 10 and 9 of hearts. at this moment is because I know I will be vacanting those foundations if I do that, and I won't be able to reverse order on some of the other stacks that I desperately need to keep in a particular order. So I'm going to hold off on those for now, because it's going to be in my best interest to keep it that way, just so I can win. So now I'm looking over. I'm trying not to create more vacancies than I can deal with. I'm going to reverse direction on that one. Place cards as I see fit. That 3 of diamonds is the last card in the stack, so I'm going to be very careful. I'm starting to fan out my cards in particular directions because I do not want to lose track of them. Okay, now I'm down to that ace, so I'm going to keep moving cards along as I can. And let's see. Now it's considering what I can do. I've got everything fanned out and I've pushed everything back in. I have legal moves. It's just what am I exactly looking for at this moment and how can I best do it. Obviously still looking for a jack of clubs, but I'm not exactly sure at the moment where it is. And maybe that's where I'm frustrated at this point. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this stack all the way down. I find a jack of clubs. Do I want to put in that stack or the other foundation pile? I'll go with the top foundation pile for now. I think that's in my best interest. And let's see what could possibly be confusing me at this point. Okay, we'll reverse order, and we know that 8's going to go there eventually. We make sure every card's going in the correct direction just in case we got disoriented. Doesn't appear that we did. 10, 9, 8, and 7 will go there, so we use that to reverse order, which was good. And I'm not using that 10 of hearts yet because I definitely want to keep that pile around. So I'm going to reverse order on my foundation piles, which you're allowed to do. Since you're allowed to play them back on the tableau, you can move them between in reverse direction. Alright, so I'll go ahead and exhaust that stack there. Everything's looking real good for me at this point. Okay, so we got down to the ace on the bottom of that club. That means that foundation pile is complete. We got the king. That means that club foundation pile is complete. Now we're down and complete there, and then we realize there's a problem. I've locked up those spades, therefore I've lost, and that sucks. I can't do anything about it. That's the end of the game. And like always, if you actually want to play some card games against strangers that aren't solitaires, come to our subreddit card game meetups. Post your city in a public place in that city and what card games you might want to play. You'll see this if you click in the show more, the description of this video, or wherever it says more information or whatever. YouTube's changed things since I've taken these screenshots. You'll also find the music and a link to a Discord channel where you can talk about other card games, including solitaires and domino games and dice games with other people. It's a fun place. Do join. Do call up your friends. Let them know about this channel. Share the links with them. Ask them if they'd like to play cards. They might say yes, and they might say no, but you never know until you call. It's always important to call first. So do like, subscribe, and share these videos with other people you know like playing card games. Do vote in our poll on the community tab if we have a poll going on. I want to thank today's musicians, and I'll see everybody next video.